You know, one of the things I really like about Pokemon is just the design of many of them. I'm not as talented as some of the designers here, and a lot of thought gets put into designs and everything in the games and things for time to come. And I want to look back on some older ones because the older ones are quite funny and interesting, and I thought it would be a great look into how ideas can develop. I really wanted to take a look at that, as well as maybe some unused characters, just basically some unused content that I thought would be really interesting. And I hope you enjoy it as much as I did researching all this and doing some drawings for it too. So it's a lot of fun. Let's get into it. But before we do, actually, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, all the YouTube things like that. And I hope you have a good time. Let's get into it. So I'm going to look at some unused characters. Now, Bulbapedia is helpful for this, but let's see. There's not a ton, but I think the most well-known might be this unused trainer seen riding a Blaziken sort of thing. Early concept art of Blaziken, let's say. Obviously, this is the Blaziken design that also looks like Latias. This was something of sorts that was popping up around, and it's so bizarre and cool to look at, is seeing this old idea. The trainer, of course, I'm not sure if it was supposed to be a playable character, support, rival, anything like that. It has a strong resemblance to the unnamed character shown riding Latios in official artwork. Obviously, these also remind me of the character Chris, who is the protag for Pokemon Crystal and stuff, but these are still their own kind of thing. And the girl riding this Blaziken Latios thing, she does have cool, clothing as well. I think she's got some sort of collar or thing around her neck, as well as a dress, it almost seems. There's even one arm I think is covered with some long glove, let's say. I think this is all really cool. So I enjoy looking at it, and so, it's a cool design and cool character, both of them based on probably pulling from, their Blaziken, their Latios, these creatures here. So that's pretty cool. Now, there's another one. There is a female trainer on the cover of a magazine that Ken Sugimori had done specifically for the magazine. It was created to accompany the Games That Stand Out collection feature. Her appearance has some similarity, some traits, let's say, of a beauty or cool trainer class, but her outfit is more like a lass or picnicker, is what I am seeing and noting. But we also have, of course, the interesting hair. I liked drawing this just because of the hair and stuff. And do you know what it reminded me of? Of course, it reminded me of Kierman and Carmine. They're V-shaped hair at the bottom. It's just like that. And then the big bow holding it all together, as well as, gosh, this beehive-like ponytail it almost looks like. I really like it. It just reminds me of a beehive, okay? And I think that's fun. But this is an interesting gal. And the 4 strands of hair we have going on here is quite funny to me, and I love it. It's very great. So even though this wasn't really worked in to be in games or anything like that, but it was still a character made by Ken Sugimori, and it is a good one. I like looking at it. Then there's another male trainer who was unnamed who also showed up, and the design was still made by Ken Sugimori, of course, specifically for the magazine, all that. So very interesting. He could be taking traits from the trainer class Tamer, or the Psychic especially, or Juggler, Burglar. There's a lot of things going on, and I really like it. And once again, with the hairstyles, with the pointy ends like that, it totally reminds me of Carmine Kieran. And so, yeah, that's kind of cool. I really enjoy it. Then, of course, I think this is already well known, but the character of Green, who kind of later became a bit like Leaf in the games for Fire Red and Leaf Green, she was kind of an unnamed female character for a little bit that was created and then made into something as well. But Sugimori wanted to have a trio of trainers who were facing each other and created the female character for the cover, apparently. So yeah, but this one is well known and well liked, I'm sure. But let's also look at the unused or the early design concepts for Pokemon. So, as for beta Pokemon time, I know that you've already seen some before, and you probably might even have your own favorite already, but we're gonna look at some fun ones, and ones I wanted to visit specifically. I wanted to give this female trainer something, and I wanted to go with this early route looking ferret looking Sneasel Mienfoo, it's something like that thing, who is adorable, actually side by side with another Weasley thing. So I'm looking at the one who looks like just a head, paws, and tail. Like, this thing looks so cute and funny. I'm wondering if he only has the front two paws. That's at least what I was getting and trying to draw off of, but I definitely can see this thing being a normal early route Pokemon like Furret is, let's say. This guy's a cutie, and look, I even, did an animation for it. It's really bad because I am not an animator, and I never animate anything, but this was an attempt, and it's kind of funny. And so yeah, I'm proud that I did this little guy. But this is super simple, and I think it is a super simple Pokemon, but very cute. It really reminds me of that weird ferret toy thing attached to a ball where the ball moves around and it looks like, I guess, the ferret is chasing it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's maybe just an American thing, I don't know. But that's what I get, and so I love this little ferret guy. If we were to have an old/new game, new in terms of ideas, some of these ideas, these Pokemon, hey, I'd have my female pro tag, that girl, and this would be a perfect early route Pokemon, so that's him. Looking at some more weird ones too, I really like Emolga. It's really funny, once again, because it looks like it's just a flying squirrel with a backpack. What else is this sash supposed to be? Maybe not backpack, but you know what I mean, bag. Is he delivering stuff? And what is on his head? It seems like some sort of diamond. I'm not sure. So when I was looking at revisiting this design and making something of it, you know, I kind of took some liberties here, but I really like it at its core. This pixel thing looks really funny to me, and it is right next to the fun Alomomomono Pokemon who originally looked more like a sunfish and then came into being the Alomomomo thing we know. Piloswines is interesting. It's just a swine with some horns, some antlers on it. I really like Piloswine's design that came from it. I think the other one is also simple but effective. Then, of course, I'm sure you've seen this one maybe floating around, but this original fox dog-like thing, he has similarities to Zorua, Fennekin, and even to Thievul, stuff like that. And I think it's a cutie. I think, you know, when you're designing a new species of something, like a fake species, I think basing it off real-life things is an obvious go-to for some ideas, and everybody loves a foxy, like, little Pokemon thing. Everyone likes drawing from the cute animals, and I think that one does. It'd be interesting to learn about what his tail is doing. Maybe he was meant to be a fire type and was an early Fennekin idea, but for now, we have that. Sharpedo has some interesting inspiration. Sharpedo has, like, one of the sharks being inspired almost with, like, I don't know, he's like a torpedo with an anchor attached, though. And I really like that idea. I really like seeing the anchor attached to this little shark thing. I think it's kind of funny, and it really looks like Sharpedo, so this is probably a clear indicator of what once was beforehand. Now, one of my favorites out of all of these is this chibi little, tiny, adorable lion thing. Tiger, I should say. Tiger. So this guy looks so cute, and I wish we had him. He looks like he could even be a regional mouse, almost. Like a mouse tiger. So cute. Look at this shape. The shape is phenomenal. I adore this thing. This lightning tiger thing, and I think it's a really good idea that, you know, maybe they'll introduce something like it in future generations. Not it exactly, but something inspired, and I would be all for it. I would be there. But yeah, it has a lot of things going on. I like the straight up koala that did probably turn into Komala. I think that's pretty funny. It's literally like a koala on like a eucalyptus tree branch, let's say. That's what I'm getting. There are some obvious ones like that. Cherrim is also one, the big sunny day kind of form. When it's sunny out, you get these cherry blossom petals, and this odd creature had some already. We also see the Dunsparce inspiration, it looks like. So, of course, this is based off a monster already. Maybe not a monster, but, you know, fairy tale, myth. And I think this one is quite silly as well. I'm interested in wondering what the eye is doing on, like, the top of the head or turned or something bizarre like that. But, yeah, he's got stripes and he's got spots and a curled tail. It's interesting, but it clearly is that Dunsparce shape. Another cool design you might have seen before is this bear design. So it starts with the baby bear, then the middle one, and then the final evolution, and it looks like they got pretty far in this design before it got scrapped. So I guess it was Honoguma or something, which was the original fire type first partner Pokemon, and its name comes from Hono, which is like flame, and then Kuma, which is bear. And then the first evolution of Honoguma, which has its hair and tail flaming. And then the final evolution, Dynabear, who has long flaming fur. And it kind of strongly resembles Arcanine. So we didn't get these guys, but we might have gotten these guys in different ways. Arcanine for a little bit of that, but then also for Ursaring and Teddiursa. Those are bear Pokemon that might have come into play because of that original idea. They got pretty far with the bear one, and then it looks like they got pretty far with designing a water-type starter too. They came up with this Loch Ness Monster-looking thing that looks actually really cool, and I guess some would say that, you know, it kind of draws from Lapras, and it looks like it could be the first test or inspiration for, you know, the Poplio line that would come later on, but even standalone, I think it's really cute. I think these are both like evolution lines that look really cute and good, and I would love to see them in their own game and see trainers with them. I like them. There's also this cool ghost looking thing that's like two ghosts attached, maybe just haunters attached. What can I say? This is mysterious looking. I think our mysterious unnamed trainer would have one of these along with a weird looking doll thing that could have been an early, you know, Shuppet Bonnet idea. It looks like a doll, and the doll is kind of creepy. It's got a stake through it already, and then there's another creature here that looks like kind of a panda dog thing. He's got something on his chest, I think, like paper or something, and then some sort of hat. I would be curious to know more about what it is drawing from, but I like it. And then there was some cool cats. These cats, it looks like, could be drawn from, you know, we got instead Umbreon, we got Skitty, Purloin, those kinds of cats and stuff. And this one is interesting. It looks like a black cat with, you know, some things on its ankles and stuff, but then also not sure what the thing on the forehead would be. Kind of reminds me of a moon, kind of gives me Sailor Moon vibes. We already have that cat. And then this cat has a bell at the end of the tail. So I'm very curious again for the inspiration, but I like the design. I like looking at it. It's cute. Mime Jr.'s design thing, it looks bizarre and kind of cute too. I think it works. I like this little funky guy. He could have been in here. And then Licky Licky or Lickitungue's first pass looks like this creature, and I actually love this creature. I kind of do a lot. I love his big carpet tongue that he can unwrap, and his little weird mustache, his circles. I really like this circle designs on him, and his big puffed tail almost. So yeah, that's one I really like as well. There are many designs here. There are many stuff that was cut and everything, and it has been fun to look at them. It's been fun to speculate on, you know, fantasy stuff that won't happen, but it was fun to, you know, make it happen in this video, and I'm glad you were in this journey with me, let's say. So yeah, let me know your favorites. Let me know if you had ideas. Let me know what your thoughts are all down below, and if you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe if you'd like to stick around and see more. I'd love to have you. So thank you again for watching, and I hope you have a good day. Bye-bye!